The late model silly season has already shocked us a few times this season, but it's quiet in sprint car racing, maybe too quiet. We'll talk about that, plus cover a bunch of weekend racing and more. Let's go. It's Sunday, July 14th. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is Dirt Tracker Daily presented by Kubota Genuine Parts. In just a few short days, sprint cars will be back on track at Eldora Speedway, and another big Eldora event means another opportunity to visit our friends at the Whistle Stop Bar and Grill, located just 7 miles south of the racetrack. Head down to Ansonia for some good food, some good drink, and you can even order and bring food back to the track with you. And besides the Whistle Stop, they also have a sister business located in downtown Greenville, Ohio called Sure Shot Tap House. Sure Shot Tap House is a 46-tap self-pour facility featuring domestic and craft beer, ciders, seltzers, bourbons, and wines. They also have a self-serve cocktail machine that complements their amazing food menu. You can venture upstairs to the Bullseye Game Lounge, which boasts duckpin bowling as well as 24 arcade games, making Sure Shot the ultimate destination to eat, drink, and play all under one roof. And new this year, they will be running buses from Eldora to Sure Shot on the Fridays of all major events, and that includes this week. The trip includes a buffet, $15 pour card, swag bag, and more. Visit SureShotTapHouse.com/events for more information on this great trip. So we just spent the last week covering and talking about more craziness in the dirt late model driver market. In a season that had already seen the defending Lucas champion leave the Rocket House car mid-season, we also had the number one driver in the country lose his ride on a random Sunday in July. These situations with Hudson O'Neal and Ricky Thornton Jr. were huge on their own, but to have them happen in the same season is even crazier. Especially when you consider that O'Neal also played a role in the RTJ situation, with him eventually ending up in that SSI Motorsports seat. I bring this up though because on the flip side, we've seen very little play out in terms of a sprint car silly season. And this is on the heels of a 2023 that saw some absolute bombshells and similar to what we've seen this season in late model racing. And things that stand out from last year include Anthony Macri departing the 39M mere hours before the Eldora Million. We also had Jacob Allen stepping out of the 1A right before the Knoxville Nationals. We had Lance DeWeese parting with Don Kreitz, and that's just a name of a few of them. Going back through my notes, it's not like there haven't been any changes in sprint car racing this year, but it does seem like things have been fairly quiet. We've had the Carson McCarl Beaver stuff, Callum Williamson and Trone, JJ Hickel and Sandvig, among others. I will say, though, Hunter Schuerenberg has propped up silly season almost single-handedly. Just this season, he's driven the Hayward 19, the Ford 73, the Eikenberry 25, the Hybreeder 19, and now the McGee 11. My guy Steve of Master Gassers has Schuerenberg in 11 different rides since June of 2023. That's pretty damn wild. But for the most part, things have been pretty quiet, and especially quiet at the top of the sport. After what we saw in 2023, another season like that wasn't going to be likely, and let's not forget that these things are very cyclical, but you have to wonder if and when things will start popping off this season. We're staring the month of money in the face right now with the Kings Royal kicking off this week, and poor performances in big races might just make some of these team owners get itchy. There have certainly been a few rumblings here and there about some potential drivers on the hot seat, but I don't know that anything is super imminent at this moment. At least in terms of national tours, I could probably see changes coming sooner for some teams on the high limit side versus on the outlaw side. But if nobody made changes before the season is over, I don't know that that would shock me either. I've heard that we may not be done with changes in late model racing and that the next 30 or 60 days could be interesting, but things have been awfully quiet for the sprint car teams and drivers. On the heels of that wild late model week, we were supposed to have 3 Lucas races and our first few chances to see Hudson O'Neal and RTJ in their new seats, but we lost 2 of those 3 to rain. Devin Moran, the winner last Thursday at 34 Raceway, and Huddy and RTJ both top 4 finishes in that one. O'Neal went 6th to 2nd in that new look 71, and Thornton 13th to 4th with Kohler. Both didn't seem to lack any pace in their new rides. I thought as well, maybe we would see that first Tim McCready Rocket House car win as he started on the pole, led his first laps in the Rocket 1, but he faded to 6th at the end. He is up to 9 straight top 8 finishes, still holds that final Lucas chase spot at the moment. Lucas will be back on track tomorrow at Eagle Raceway with Shelby County Tuesday, and then Huset's for the Silver Dollar Nationals starting on Thursday. With the World of Outlaws late models, it was a banner week for Bobby Pierce. He took the big money at Deer Creek on Saturday last week and then swept action this week between Bedford and 2 nights at Sharon. That's 4 straight victories for the 32. No changes in the standings. Brandon Shepard picked up more top 10 runs. He maintains that lead right now. Nick Hoffman, though, lost ground in second. He was 12th last night after having to dig out of a hole following a post-heat race DQ for missing the scales. He goes to Fairbury in 2 weeks now, down 52 points, while even with the wins, Pierce still trails by 134 in third. Other weekend late model winners included a pair of Summer National scores for Tyler Erb, plus an Ashton Winger winner at Oakshade on Saturday. The Hell Tour continues today at Wayne County. Southern Nationals victories went to Donald McIntosh and Chris Madden. Brandon Overton actually got upside down during that Madden score at Wythe. They had just 16 cars in attendance there. Southern Nationals heads to Volunteer Speedway today. Shane Clanton won the Southern All-Stars race at Thunderhill. Justin Zeitner won at Shelby County, and Shane Sabraski won 11 grand with Wasoda at Hibbing. In Wisconsin, Carson Macedo, Donny Schatz split the World of Outlaws sprint car wins at Wilmot. Macedo clearly on the right path again after those 2 difficult nights at Knoxville last month. He's got 3 Outlaw wins in 2024 so far, and Schatz was back in victory lane for the first time since Peevely in April. Not much change in the championship picture headed to Attica on Tuesday for the Brad Doty Classic, thanks to 2 weekend top 5s for David Gravel. A very much status quo right now, still Gravel, Schatz, Macedo, Selzy in that top 4. At Portsmouth, things were a little dusty for the D. Niddle Memorial and the Kubota High Limit Sprint cars. It led to some issues, including a feature crash that took out James McFadden and Spencer Baston. Also, Tanner Thorson, Brad Sweet involved in that one. Rico Abreu took advantage of a late mistake from Chris Wyndham to score the victory. Skylar G ended up second with Wyndham in third. Those were the first laps led in high limit competition for Wyndham. We'll see if they can keep that speed up. It was a bit of a strange night. Both Sweet and Tyler Courtney outside the top 10, and some regular frontrunners like Corey Day, Brent Marks in the bottom half of that top 10. I would expect some of the high limit guys to be at Attica on Tuesday before their next series races Wednesday and Thursday at Eldora. Other weekend open wheel winners included Justin Sanders in NARC action at Ocean. Austin McCarl topped a big field at Knoxville. Logan Wagner and Aaron Bollinger won at Port and Lincoln. Blake Hahn was an ASCS winner. Caleb Henry won the AFCS show at Fremont. And Hunter Schoenberg took that McGee 11 to a fast win at Paragon. USAC wins at Jefferson County went to Justin Grant and Ryan Timms. Ricky Thornton Jr. finished 17th in that Saturday show. He was actually a surprise drop in there. He came in to drive a Keith Coons midget after that Wheatland Lucas rainout. And at Ogilvy, Jake O'Neill won 2 of 3 features during USMTS Mod Wars, with Dan Ebert scoring the other one. Everyone's still chasing Jake Tim, headed for Fairmont on Thursday. If you want some racing today, you've got the Super DIRTRACKR Series at Weed Sport for the Hall of Fame 100 and another guaranteed Super Dirt Week starting spot. There's also 410s at Huset's and plenty of local and regional action. I know it's been a wild 24 hours out there. Make sure to take care of yourself and check in on those around you. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday out there. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.